It's 5 o'clock on a Wednesday, which means it's time for...
Craig and Ryland's Magic Review Show.
Exactly. I'm Craig.
I'm Ryland.
And we are looking at well, we're not looking at 4 brand new items. You are looking at a classic of magic today, aren't you? You're going to perform an amazing trick. It's been around for a while, but hardly anyone knows about this. It's one of your signature tricks. You do it all the time. But we look at some of the latest stuff, we look at some of the older stuff, and we perform everything that we review, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. We've got some amazing...
Except bolted.
Except bolted. That was the one thing that we bolted up on, screwed up on. But without further ado, let's get straight into the first review. Okay, so review number 1, we're going to be looking at a new DVD stroke download. It's a collection of routines. I did that with the power of my mind. I hope you're impressed.
Why do you usually do that?
The phone just keeps falling off the table. I have no idea. I should really think about where I put my phone, shouldn't I? It's a collection of routines by Iain Moran. It's called Zen Magic. Now, Iain Moran is one of my favourite magicians. I have loved Iain Moran since way back in the day when he brought out a DVD called The Cold Father. And I'm a massive fan of his material. He does a lot of well thought out routines where there's like lots of different phases. This happens and this happens and this happens. And in actual fact, this year at Blackpool, in February, I was doing the close-up magic. I was doing close-up magic there, and Iain was doing close-up magic with me as well. And we were going kind of, he was doing the table just before me, and then I was doing the next table, and I was like, oh my gosh, do I have to follow Iain Moran? The guy is amazing. He's really great. We'll talk about the download. We'll talk about the DVD, but there's a whole bunch of routines on there. 2 coin routines, a whole bunch of card routines. One of my favourite tricks is a sandwich routine. You know how much I love sandwich routines. It's called Quantum Sandwich. You'd like to see it? You haven't actually seen this one yet. Would you like to see it? Check this out. Okay, I'm going to perform for you Quantum Sandwich from Zen Magic. Okie dokie. Right, so Ryland, I'm going to do a trick with a pack of playing cards, okay? Yeah. 52 cards, all there, all different, yeah? Yeah. And I'm going to use 2 particular cards for this trick. The 2 most powerful cards in the pack. Now, a lot of people think that that the aces are the most magical cards in the pack, but they're actually the 2 black kings, the King of Spades and the King of Clubs. Did you realise that? I bet you didn't. No? And the reason these are the 2 most powerful cards in the pack is because these 2 cards can literally find any other card in the deck. Do you want me to show you how it works? Yeah. So first of all, right, grab a card, any card that you want to, just take one. There you go, take it out. By all means, have a look at it, show everyone, do not show me. Okay, and just say stop anytime you're on, everybody. Stop. Okay, put the card back there. And one more time, I'll just show the camera, just so the camera can see it. Right, you tell me, is about halfway down, give or take. Is that fair? Yeah. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try and find your card. Now, it's a little bit easy at the moment because it's sticking out the pack. Tell you what we'll do. We'll put it a little bit lower, and you can square that card into the pack. So square it all up for me. Just square it up. Push it in. Don't leave anything sticking out. Is that fair? Yeah. Now, I'm going to use the 2 kings to find your card. You see, if I take these 2 black kings, wave them over the pack, it's done. Do you know why? Why? Because there's 1 card face down in between those kings. 1 card and 1 card only, and that is the 7 of spades. Was that your card? Yeah. Now, that's pretty good, right? Yeah. But the thing is, you didn't know what was going to happen. So I'll tell you what, I'm going to do it again, okay? I'm going to do it again. Watch. This time, I'm going to put that 7 face down somewhere in the pack. Do me a favour, cut the card somewhere. I'm going to put the card back. You cut them into the pack, square it up. Is that fair? That's fair, right? Put the cards back down there. No way I can cheat now. Now, you know exactly what's going to happen. Watch those 2 kings. 1, 2, 3. 1 card appears in between them. 1 card only. Take it out. Have a look at it. Isn't that great? Isn't that awesome? Now, there's a rule in magic. You should never repeat a trick. Now, I've already done this twice. I'm going to do it one last time. Say stop. Stop. You want to put that card back there. Is that fair? Yeah. I'm going to leave the card down in the middle. No funny moves. Is that fair? Yeah. Now, watch. There's the 2 black kings. This is the last part. Look, I'm going to leave the 2 black kings. There they are. Clubs and spades. I'm going to cut them into the middle of the deck. Is that fair? Yeah. So now what I'm going to try and do one last time, with the 2 kings sticking out the pack, I'm going to snap my fingers, and when I do, it's going to catch 1 card from the middle of the deck, and it's going to be your card. Done. Check this out. If I pull on the kings, there's one card right there in between the kings. Take that card out, turn it over, have a look at it, check it out. Oh, what? You've got 2 cards? You've got the 2 kings and I've got the 7 there. They actually kick back and change places. How awesome is that? You didn't see his face, but when he took that card out, there's the kings. You were just like, what? What is going on? My life was just crumbled. I love your full face. That was awesome. So that's an example of the brilliance that is Iain Moran. He has a natural ability to take routines and structure a routine with multiple phases so that each phase builds and you have an ending that kicks people in the teeth. Like that moment where you have that card and you pull it out and it's the kings and you look back at my hand and it's the selection. It's such a beautiful moment. I know just that one routine alone, if that was the only thing I got from the DVD, I would be happy because that would go straight into my act. Was that cool or was that cool?
Cool.
That was cool. There are loads of other routines in there as well. There's the first routine in the DVD. I mean, talk about setting the bar high. It was really, really nice because what he does is he does the sort of thing that you do with a mem deck, but without a mem deck. He asks someone to like name a number between 10 and 20, and he just goes, boom, I'm going to cut that many cards out in the middle of the deck. And he cuts that many cards out in the middle of the deck. They count it. It's that many cards. And then he says, of course, I knew you'd do that. And he takes out a joker and he's written how many cards they would cut to on the joker. And he's even wrote the name of the card that they would get. So strong, so strong. He does a card to pocket routine with a small packet of cards where he's got a small packet of cards and what happens is the card keeps jumping into his packet. There's no pocket, there's no palming, by the way. And then he does that kind of David Williamson moment where the deck goes into your pocket and the entire deck goes in the pocket. I mean, right, we're talking about some serious, amazing stuff. If you are into commercial card magic, then this is just like an awesome DVD. He's also got a sleight section where he teaches you lots of different moves and lots of different sleights. He teaches you all the different sleights that you need in order to perform all the routines he teaches. There's different sleights in there. I could go on and on and on about the different routines. There are some amazing routines. And like I say, I'm a massive fan of Iain Moran. He is an incredibly strong teacher. I'm going to sit you down and get you to study some of the routines on that DVD because genuinely, there's hardly anyone I know that's better at explaining card magic than Iain Moran. And just sitting down and watching this DVD will be a masterclass for you. It will really improve your card magic. Absolutely 100%. The coin routines are really good as well. 2 coin routines, but you can tell that he's worked them an awful lot. There's a lot of kickbacks. Look, I'm going to make a coin appear here. I'm going to make a coin appear here. It's very Gary Jones-esque. There's a lot of moves in there that I recognise from like Gary Jones coin routines. It's just an awesome DVD. What did you think of it?
I think it's very good.
Isn't it brilliant?
Yeah.
Like, I know that you watching these routines, it's going to make you a better card magician. I think we stop you going to school and instead we just get you sat down in front of the TV all day, every day, studying Iain Moran. What do you think of that?
Yeah.
I thought you'd like that. He's not happy. He's going back to school tomorrow. His mum is shaking her head over there. She's like, no. That's not going to happen. I'm afraid you're going to have to go back to school, Ryan. You can't be in Hogwarts forever. I know. Okay, so what would you give this? I'm going to give this like, you know what? I'm going to give this 100%. I love this. I think this is brilliant. I very rarely give 100%, but what's not to love? You could literally study this DVD set and you could have a commercial close-up act that you can go out and work immediately. It's 100%. It's absolutely amazing. What are you giving it?
100.
Iain Moran. That's what we do. Do this. Iain Moran. We bow to you. You are the god of card magic. Right, next up we have Moreo by Danny Weiser, who did the Weiser wallet that you liked. And I think it's Hansen Chen. I'm not too sure. I'm pretty sure it is. But it's called Moreo. And the whole idea, well, let me just show you what it is very, very quickly. I've got an Oreo here. I want you to watch. Do not blink. Hopefully you can see that Oreo. If I take the Oreo and I can do this, I can start to stretch that Oreo, right? Look at this. I can actually stretch the Oreo. Look at that. It's stretching. And then when I stretched it, I can snap my fingers and I can actually snap that Oreo into 2, and I've now got 2 Oreos. Boom. So that's the basic effect of Moreo. It's a way of taking a Oreo. You can either stretch it, or you can snap it in 2, or you can you can do both like I did. You can stretch it and snap it into two. It's a 20-minute download that explains like a basic and an advanced version. Not too keen on the advanced stuff, to be perfectly honest. And they keep it very basic. They look, here it is. This is what you can do with it. It's like I say, just a 20-minute download. The shell, because obviously it uses a shell, the shell that comes with it is designed to fit most Oreos. Now, what I learned from this download that I didn't know before is that different Oreos in different countries are different sizes. Some are bigger than the others. So in some countries, this will fit. In some countries, it won't. In America, it's designed to fit an American Oreo. It'll also fit a UK Oreo, no problem. But they give you this fake Oreo, which looks real. Doesn't that look like a real Oreo?
Yeah.
It looks like a real Oreo. They give you a fake Oreo as well, but you can do it with a real Oreo. Now, I'm going to get into what I think about it in a second. What do you think of it, Rykos?
I think it's very good.
It is visual, isn't it? You know, that moment where you take the Oreo and they can cleanly see it, and then you take the Oreo and, you know, you start to stretch it at the tips of your fingers, and then you can show it and you can snap it into two. It is a really nice moment. I do agree with him. It looks really good. My issue with a prop like this is, as a close-up worker, I don't think you're ever going to do it. Like, when are you ever going to go to a gig and go, right, ladies and gentlemen, my name's Craig, I'm the magician here this afternoon. I'd like to show you a quick magic trick, if that's okay. Now, you've probably seen card tricks and coin tricks before, but ladies and gentlemen, let me just whip out of my pocket a packet of Oreos. That's right, I'm going to do some Oreo magic right now. Watch this. Look at that, the Oreo split into two, isn't that wonderful? Look, I can eat the Oreo, now it's disappeared, now I can pluck it from the air. People will be like, what? What's going on? You wouldn't do Oreo magic when you're at a gig, would you? Not a close-up gig. Can you imagine if you were like at a wedding and you're sitting down eating your dinner and hello, let me just pluck that Oreo out your ear. You'd be like, oi, what are you doing? Give me my Oreo back. That'd be like weird, wouldn't it, right?
Yeah.
So, and it's so funny because when they're doing the explanation for this in the download, it's like, maybe you want to consider borrowing an Oreo. You know, even before social distancing was a thing, I have a feeling that that would be a weird thing to ask somebody. Hi, I see you're holding some Oreos there. Would you mind lending me one so I can do a magic trick? You will get it back in a bit. To be honest, mate, I don't think I want it back. And how many people are carrying Oreos around anyway? You know, you go into a gig, right, okay, I'm taking my Oreo with me. I'm fairly sure there's going to be a lot of people at this gig that have got Oreos. I can go and borrow an Oreo off people. I'm going to be doing Oreo magic. It's going to be no. I think for a close-up worker, it's not very good. I think that where it comes into its own is if you're on TikTok or you're on social media and you want to do stuff. Of course, you can put it into a packet of Oreos, or you can do it with a regular Oreo. I think that's great. And the other way that I have actually used this.
Well, get a real Oreo, then, two real Oreos, then stretch one, then bite one, and then pluck another one out of the air.
Let's be honest, Ryland. If you were doing this trick, you wouldn't be able to do the trick, because you'd have your pack of Oreos in front of you, and by the time you've finished practicing, you'd eaten all the Oreos, wouldn't you? You'd have eaten them all. They'd all be gone. Let's be honest. But I've been doing this in family shows. I've been doing this in sort of virtual kid shows, but it'll work just as well as in virtual kid shows. It'll work well in a normal show. And it was borrowing an idea of Mark Shortland, who many years ago brought out a miser's dream routine with a cookie. And you can do the same thing for a kid show with this. So this isn't mentioned on the download, but this is what I've been doing with it. So I'll happily share this with you. Get yourself one of these brown bags. Okay, you want to get yourself a brown bag. Okay, and what you want to do is you want to create yourself like a very simple sort of change bag thing. So get yourself another brown bag, cut the one side out and stick it in so you can show it empty very at the beginning of the routine. You can show it empty. Then once you've got yourself a brown bag which you've shown empty, you just put on the table and you're going to get yourself your gimmick. So get your fake Oreo and get your shell, and all you're going to do now is you're going to pretend to pluck an Oreo out the air and just produce the shell. Okay, and then you're going to say, look, let me, I can take this Oreo and I can stretch it. So you stretch the Oreo and then you can split it like that. But then all you've got to do once you've got your two Oreos is just pretend to put one in there and all you're doing is you're nesting it back into the shell. All right. So now you can stretch again, and you say, look, I can produce another one. The other thing that you can do is you can do a vanish by putting it directly into the shell, putting it into the bag, and you can do that over and over again. So you can end up by, producing Oreos. You don't have to do the stretch. You can just go straight into the split, or if you want to, you can do the stretch first of all,
and
then
Oreos so I can eat them.
Yeah, and then you can. So the kids, I mean, for a kid, it's way more interesting making Oreos appear than making coins appear. So you can do this as kind of a miser's dream, and trust me, it looks absolutely amazing. And you're producing all of these Oreos, and then you finish off after you've produced like 7 or 8 of them. There's 3 ways of ending this that I found that work really well. The first way is just to snap your fingers and just tip out all the Oreos into a bowl that you've had appear, and obviously you're just tipping them out of the other section. If you don't want to make this into a change bag, you can have nothing in there, and you can just open it up and put it on the table and say, look, I've got an empty bag, and you can make all of the Oreos appear and drop them in the bag. And then what you can do is at the end, you can just crumple up the bag and show that all the Oreos have gone and they've disappeared. All right. The other thing that you can do, which works really well, is you can add an extra bit on the back of that as well. So the way I've been doing it is I've just been having the bag like this. I've been doing the miser's dream thing, getting all of the Oreos, making all the Oreos appear, and then having them disappear and having a glass of milk, just use a glass production. So when you've shown that all the Oreos have disappeared, do a glass production, and just reach in and say, of course, if you've got, if you've got all the Oreos, you need a glass of milk, and then just make the glass of milk appear. Or using the same method, you can make actually a roll of Oreos appear as well. So there's lots of different options, but I think that the way that you want to use this gimmick is in a family show or in a kids show, and actually use it as a miser's dream presentation. It would be a lot easier to do than normal miser's dream, because the gimmicks are really easy to do and they're really well made. But if you use that glass of milk thing at the end, you could then transition into other stuff that uses a glass of milk. So you could go in Multium and Parvo, or you could go into milk in newspaper or anything like that. So there's a lot of different ways that you could go with it. And in that, come on, if you were sitting there watching a magician in a show with your mates at school, and what would be better, honestly, making coins appear and chucking them into a bucket, or making Oreos appear and then like tipping them all out and you got a bowl of Oreos, and then making a glass of milk appear as well? Which would be better?
Having Oreos.
I think so. So I think
if you make real Oreos, about 30 of them, you can just you can just pass the kids all of the Oreos.
Well, you can't at the moment, could you? You couldn't do that. Can you imagine? Nobody's allowed to touch anything at the moment. I just have to eat them all myself.
Oh.
I know. You can help me though. You can help me. So, what do you think of it, right? Give me a grade. I'm going to give this, I'll tell you right now, I'm going to give this 80%. It would have been much lower, because I was going to rip into this, to be honest, because I was going to say, look, where are you going to use this? Where are you going to use this? Where are you going to use this? But now I've come up with a way of using it that makes sense. I'm actually giving it 80%. I think for a family audience, it's brilliant.
You're not.
What do you mean I'm
not? You're getting it higher.
When did you become the boss of me?
Just get it higher now.
Look, I will go to 81% and that's it.
81, no, 85, please.
I suppose I do use it. It is, but okay, 85%. He's convinced me. I'll go with 85%. What are you giving it?
100.
Of course he is. Anything that he likes will get 100%. So there you go. 100% from me, 85% from Ryland. No, the other way around. Strike that, reverse it. If you are a kids entertainer or you are a family entertainer, I think this is worth its weight in gold. It's one of those pack small, just a bag and this, and plays massive, and the kids will absolutely love it. Miser's dream with cookies. What's not to live? Now on this show, we don't just review the latest stuff. We also review some classics, don't we? And some stuff that's been around a while. And we've actually had a couple of people want us to review this and ask us what this is, because this has become Ryland's signature trick. On his YouTube channel, the very first video you uploaded was this one. You do it all the time.
One of the first.
No, I think it was the very first one.
No, it wasn't.
Oh, wasn't it? Okay, sorry. Sorry, Mr. YouTube. It was one of the first ones, wasn't it, though? And I remember they showed you performance on this on a podcast on the Magician's Advice forum, and you do this all of the time, and this is your go-to trick. And a lot of people have said, what is it? Where can I get it from? This trick's awesome. So we thought we'd review it because it is a Michael Close product. It's absolutely brilliant. It's called Clones. But I think, first of all, would you be okay performing it for everybody?
Yeah.
Would that be okay? Let's do it.
Okay, so I've got a bunch of blank cards in here.
Yep.
blank cards, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, then that's a picture of me dressed up like a clown.
It does look a lot like you, right?
Yeah. Cartoon me.
A cartoon you. Okay.
Okay, so I've got a bunch of blank cards.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how much I've got. I just need the blank cards to do the trick, okay?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna replace that picture of me with this blank card.
Okay.
Where's me? In here. In you go, Blanky.
You want me to hold on to that for you?
Yeah, put it up there.
Okay. You got it?
Okay, now I'm gonna put this like clowny me, cartoon Ryland clown,
Yeah.
in here.
Okay.
Let's see where I put myself.
Okay.
I put myself there.
I see you. Yes.
Yeah, you see me?
I see you.
I'm just gonna put these back
Okay.
in here. Okay.
Okay.
Now, when I snap, there becomes more cartoon Rylands.
That's incredible.
Yay!
Rylands everywhere.
Rylands everywhere, yeah?
Yeah. So we've got more blank cards.
More blank cards. Yeah. Look, they'll go there. Now, when I take a bit of this Ryland and put them on the blank cards, turn the blank cards over.
Turn them over.
Yeah.
We got more Rylands.
Yeah, more Rylands.
There's Rylands everywhere.
Yeah. But turn the middle ones over and see how much Rylands there is then.
There's more Rylands.
More 3.
More than Rylands.
More 5.
More Rylands.
More maniacs.
There's Rylands everywhere.
But then they look just like me.
Yes, they do look just like you, dude. They really, really do. So what you just saw Ryland do is called Michael Close's Clones. It was originally published in Workers number 5, and you can actually get that as a download directly from Michael Close's website. However, it was brought out as a packet trick many, many years ago through Murphy's Magic, and it is still available today. If you go and look at your local dealer, your favourite dealer, they will be able to order in Clones by Michael Close.
Correct.
But a lot of people don't know about it, and a lot of people have never heard of it, even though it's still available. I talked about this on a recent Magic stuff. I talked about how people are in a rush to buy the latest thing, but there's some older stuff that if you knew about it, is just as good. And this is a perfect example. It's available. You can go and buy it, but not a lot of people do it, and it's such a crying shame. Let me tell you why I love this trick.
Shut up. I'm talking about it.
Okay, sorry. He has said that I talk over him a lot. Go on then. Go on.
Okay. I love the trick because the reaction when the nose comes on, they're like, what the? And I think it's very good. They're like, where did the nose come from?
Okay, why else do you love it?
Because you have a bunch of blank cards and then they just turn into like cartoon islands, and then in the middle will just turn into millions of islands. Just look at that one.
It is very good. What are the reactions like?
They really like it.
They really like it?
Yeah.
How hard is it? It doesn't look like it's too difficult, the moves. The moves with the cards?
Yeah, there's only one difficult move when you like.
Yeah, when you're doing like a half pass
thing.
thing. The frustration count, yeah.
Yeah, that's a bit hard.
Not for you though.
Not for me, because I already know a lot of magic.
Yeah, that's I can't take you seriously with that nose on. And okay, right, he's right. It's absolutely brilliant. It's super visual. Just for the workers out there, you've seen Ryland use a close-up pad. It doesn't need to use a close-up pad. I've done this in walk-around situations just by handing the cards to people. It works just as fine. If you'd like to know what my handling is, where you don't actually need a table, just let me know. The moment where you have the nose go on your face, it's all done in a misdirection, isn't it? Because everyone's turning over those cards at that point, and you literally just sneak.
If it's a bunch of people and they're all watching you, you're like, why don't you watch the person that's turning it over, and then they're looking over?
Yeah, you literally just palm it off and you just put it on, don't you? No one ever sees it. I've seen him do it with massive crowds. No one ever sees it. And you know what? I did this years ago, and I didn't do the.
You can't do it on stage though.
No, you can't. No.
Not on stage, because people might be because the screens that are watching that when people are turning over the card, they can see the people turning over the card and you.
Okay.
So they can see both.
There you go. So there you go.
This is what Mommy sometimes does what you're doing. She does that when she's thinking.
I don't
Two people that do it together in love.
Know what I was saying now. You're so weird. Yeah, you know what? It's made. Oh yeah, I know what I was saying. I used to do this years ago, and I didn't use the clown nose thing, mainly because the nose that comes with these are rubbish. It's a little spongy nose that comes with it. It's not very good. It falls off, doesn't it? You want to get yourself plastic noses like this. These are perfect. Now, Ryland has got a little... Ryland wasn't do that. Ryland's got a little head, so he has to use the elastic. But when I do this...
You just do this.
Yeah. I can literally...
I can't hold it on for very long.
So when I do it, I just literally squeeze it, and I take the... I've got a nose without the string, and I just do that. And you can just literally palm it and just put it on.
Look.
So there you go. It's not difficult. It's much better to use the nose, but get yourself another nose. I ordered those off Amazon. It's well worth buying. It is such a commercial trick. It's you know what I like about it as well? It's not a card trick. It's not a coin trick. It's like people have never seen a trick like this before. Let me show you something with a load of clowns. It just doesn't happen. What would you give it, Ryan?
100.
Oh, by the way, the reset. Show them the reset. How quick is it to reset?
You pass me the thing.
The what thing? Oh, there. There you go. That's the reset. It literally takes. And everything's examinable at the end, by the way. All of the cards on the table, they can examine all of the cards, and then you just put the cards away, you gather them up, you put them away, and you reset, ready to go again. It's a very commercial working routine. Thank you. I'm going to give it 95%. I absolutely love it. What are you giving it?
100.
Of course he is. It's 100% from Ryland. It's 95% from me. If you're looking for a real commercial worker that not many people do, that's not a brand new trick, so not everybody's going to be doing it, check out Clones by Michael Close, available through your local magic dealer. Right, time for the final review. We have Intersection by Hondo. Me and Ryland sat down, watched the whole thing, watched the performance, watched the explanation. We sat down, learned how to make the whole gimmick. I'm going to perform it for you, and then we'll talk about what we think, because you and I kind of think different things about this trick. So, I'm going to perform it first of all. I've got two cards. I have a Queen of Diamonds and I have a King of Clubs. The Queen has a red back and the King has a blue back. Now, this is what we're going to do. I want you to watch very, very carefully. I'm going to try and make the Queen penetrate through the King. It's actually going to penetrate down through the King. It's going to be like David Copperfield. You know David Copperfield? He's the guy that we watched on YouTube. He made the Statue of Liberty disappear, and you were like, what? Where did the statue go? Well, he actually did another thing on one of his TV specials. He walked through the Great Wall of China. Big, massive wall, goes around the whole of China, one of the 7 wonders of the world, and he literally walked through it. No hole in the wall. He put a tunnel on one side, tunnel on the other side. He just walked through the wall. It's incredible. Seriously. I can see that's your thinking face. He walked through the Great Wall of China.
Can you show me after?
Yeah, we'll check it out.
Please.
Yeah, we'll check it out on YouTube.
Straight after.
As soon as this show's finished, we'll check it out, okay? Check it out on YouTube. Walk through the Great Wall of China. So, I'm going to try and do the same thing. This card here, the King, this is going to be the blue card. This is going to be like the Wall, and the Queen's going to be David Copperfield. I'm going to try and make this card penetrate through the King. Watch this. When you say go, Ryan.
Go.
Check that out. Look, I can actually have it go down through the wall. Now, to be clear, check this out. It's actually penetrating through that blue back card. I'm going to go further, yeah? Because a lot of people turn around to me and they say, well, it's only an illusion. It's not real. It is real. I'm going to try and push it down all the way. When you say go.
Go.
Watch. Boom. And you can see that that card really is penetrating down through the other card. I mean, this is incredible. Look at this. But let's see if we can go one step further. I'm going to try and make it go all the way through. You ready? Watch. If I just do this, I can have it go all the way through the card. there's the queen, there's the king, and that is intersection.
That's very cool.
Do you like that?
Yeah.
It's awesome, isn't it?
Yeah. Wow.
That is intersection, making one card visually penetrate through the other card. Now, I don't know how that came across with you guys watching it, but it is insanely visual. Like ridiculously visual. As a penetration effect, it's one of the most amazing looking, because there's no cover. There is literally no cover. It is literally just one card in slow motion penetrating through the other card. Now, you and I sat down and we watched this together.
Yeah.
We played around with it together.
Yeah.
I'm not too keen on this.
Why?
For a few different reasons. The first reason I'm not too keen on it is because, okay, it's quite angly. I mean, you know how this works. When you're doing it, there are angle considerations that you need to bear in mind. You have to, really people have to be from the front or at 180-degree viewing angle. If you're looking this from behind, it doesn't look very good, let's be honest, does it? It does not look great from behind. So you have to be aware of your angles. And also, when you get this, you get a pre-made gimmick. So you get a specially gimmicked card. The blue card is a specially gimmicked card. It's already made up for you to use. However, they also give you the bits and pieces so that you can make another gimmick. And the download is 45 minutes long. Probably half of that is explaining to you how to use these bits and pieces to make another gimmicked card, and also how to repair it if it breaks. And I don't know, because I haven't worked it enough yet, but I think it could be quite flimsy. I think it's the sort of thing that might break apart. I don't know. He also does it through a bill as well, so you can actually, there's a second routine where you take the card and you can actually make it penetrate through a note, a borrowed note, or a bill. You like this, don't you? Why do you like it?
Because you actually get to see a card penetrate through card.
Yeah, no,
That's almost impossible.
Yeah, I know it looks really, really visual, but it's a bit fiddly, isn't it? Let's be honest, it's a bit fiddly.
Yeah. So
it's fiddly. Do you really want to be going down the route of something that's really fiddly? I know it looks visual. I'm not denying that it looks visual. So is it the sort of thing that you'd actually go and work? Would you actually go and do this? Because I don't know if I'd do this. I think this is brilliant.
Yeah.
I think this is brilliant for TikTok. I think this is brilliant for YouTube. I think this is brilliant for social media. I think doing this, you can get the camera in close. You can go, hey, look at this. You can do a very quick visual penetration and it will blow people away. I don't know how well it's going to work in the real world. What's the sigh for? What's the sigh for? You really like this, don't you? Come on,
yeah.
Surely. Gosh. Okay, is this better than... Okay, there you go. The clown trick that you've just done, clones, Michael Close's clones. Do you think this is as good as Michael Close's clones?
no.
No, you don't. So at least we're on the same track on that. So would you go and do this? You're back to school tomorrow. Would you take this into school if Mummy let you and show your mates? And go, hey, look what I've been doing over the summer holidays. I've been doing this. Look, let me show you.
Yeah.
You'd do this. You'd actually go and do this.
Yeah.
And you don't think it's an issue that's a little bit fiddly?
No.
Because that's my main concern with it. It's a little bit fiddly.
And I'll just make sure I do it at a fence so no one can see me from behind.
So you're going to be there in the playground with the fence behind you, doing your magic tricks.
Yeah.
Busking. Getting your friends to throw pennies into it so you can make some money.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know you.
I'll say bring £1,000, a lot of money into mine. You can give me money if you think a magic trick's a good. And that's cool. I'll ask Bobby to call them after a review shop.
What? Call your friend's parents to get them to bring money for your show on the first day of school. Good grief, Ryland, you really are. You really are. Okay.
Do you know what? I'll do a bit of magic with Lego, make Lego disappear and appear as it is. Do you know what? I'll get a £20 note and make it appear out of some of it. And they'll say, what? Where did that come from? And I'll say, I'll take that, thank you.
Fair enough. Okay, we're getting completely off track now. I'm going to give this 70%. I want to not like it, but it's not bad. It's not bad. Just, it's not difficult. You watch the download, and you've got to be very careful before you actually start performing this with this. Do watch the download, because you do need to be careful with it. Don't just take the card and start messing around with it, because you will break it. You have to be very careful with it. I have a feeling it's going to be flimsy. I don't know though. I mean, he suggests keeping the gimmick in a card box and that, and he's got this special way of switching the cards out at the end so they can be examined. I don't know. I just think people would want to examine them straight away. As soon as you've done the penetration, I think people want to examine it before you have a chance to switch it. 100%. You're giving it 100%. Yeah. I'm giving it 70%. I think it's good. I just don't think I'd do it. You know, it's not the sort of thing. I'm not going to fanny around with this sort of level of faffiness at a gig. I'm not going to turn up to a gig and get my 2 little cards out and go, hey, let me show you this. Let me show you this penetration. Even though I might do it on TikTok, I might do it on a social media channel. I'm not going to do it in real life. He will. I'm going to get him to do it in the playground to his mates, and I want you to tell me what your mates think of it. Tell me if they think it's good or not. All right?
What happens if they say it's bad?
If they say it's bad, I'll go, it's definitely not worth 100% then. So you need to nail it and then tell me, come back to me and say, my mates loved it, all right?
Yeah.
Perform it on the playground and let me know what they think. So I'm giving it 70%, he's giving it 100%. Intersection by Hondo, very visual, it's all right. He thinks it's great. Anyway, that's it. That's another review show in the bag. Thanks very much for watching. We're going to be back again next week, aren't we? But we've got videos going up every single day. 6 o'clock, we've got Magic Lives every single day. We've got a new performance. We got tomorrow, we've got magic stuff, where I'm going to be talking about different stuff to do with magic. Fridays, we've got my rant, and then on Monday, we've got marketing for magicians. So please check back. We've got stuff going up on the YouTube channel all the time, so it's important to subscribe to the channel. And if you want to check out him, his channel is The Kid Magician. And what we'll do is we'll put you performing Intersection at your school on your YouTube channel, and we'll see what the reactions are like. How's that for you?
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll see you again next week. My name's Craig.
My name's Ryland.
See you again.
Bye.